Hi everyone, welcome to the course on chemistry. So in previous video we have discussed some basic meaning of chemistry and science as well as what is the term matter and how the matter can be classified based upon their physical states. It can be classified into solid, liquid and gas, and another two states are plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate. Okay, and how this matter is made up of? It is made up of the small tiny particles which are indivisible, and those are said to be atom, and that atom further consists of three fundamental particles. Those are protons, neutrons and electrons. Now in this video we will focus on how the structure of atom looks. As there are many theories which gives the explanation about the structure of the atom, here we only consider the structure of atom that is very familiar with you. That is, you had observed the atom. Structure of the atom was given by one of the scientists known as Bohr. Okay, Niels Bohr. He has given the structure of atom, and we will study his model, that is Bohr model of an atom. So according to Niels Bohr, what he has said? He said that at the center of the atom there is a presence of protons and neutrons, and around this protons and neutrons the electrons are revolving. Electrons are revolving in a circular path, and this circular path is said to be orbit or shell. Okay, which is said to be orbit or shell, and this central region which consists of protons and neutrons is said to be nucleus. That means the electrons revolving in the circular path around the nucleus which consists of protons and neutrons. This is explained on the basis of Niels Bohr's model of an atom. Now if the electrons are revolving around the nucleus, then how many electrons are revolving around this nucleus? Then in each shell or in each orbit, how many electrons are present? That you need to find, because as you see, if there is a presence of nucleus at the center of this atom, this orbit is having smaller size and this orbit is having a larger size, and this third orbit is having still larger size. Now the presence of electrons, same number of electrons present in all these orbits, or having different number of electrons in these orbits. In order to find that, this Bohr has given one formula, that is 2n square. So what does this n represents here? N means number of orbit. It simply represents number of orbit. So which orbit it is? First orbit, second orbit, third orbit, fourth orbit, that it indicates, which is n. Now in order to find the number of electrons in the first orbit, we have to use this formula. So for first orbit, I will say 2 into the value of n will be 1. First orbit, orbit number 1 into square. So what it gives? 1 square is 1, 1 into 2 is equal to 2. Therefore the number of electrons present in first shell or first orbit is 2. And if I consider second orbit, okay, in second orbit, how many electrons will be present? 2. N means second orbit, so 2 square. So first square it, 2 2s are 4. 4 into 2, that is equal to 8. So in second orbit, there is a presence of 8 electrons. In first orbit, 2 electrons. If I consider the third orbit, okay, what is the number of electrons? 2 into 3 square. So 3 square is 9. 9 into 2, 18. In third orbit, the number of electrons will be 18. And if I consider the fourth orbit, okay, how many electrons will be present in fourth orbit? In fourth orbit, 2 into n means 4 square is equal to how much? 4 square means 16. 16 into 2, 32. Therefore, the number of electrons present in fourth orbit is 32. And here, instead of saying them as first orbit, second orbit, third orbit, we will give them names as K, L, M, N, so on. So we will call these shells with some names, and those are K shell, L shell, M shell and N shell. So this is how we will name the orbits and calculate the number of electrons which revolve around the nucleus in a particular shell or orbit. Okay. And now again the question comes, if there is a presence of 2 electrons here, since they are continuously revolving, where we can exactly find those electrons around this orbit? Because the electrons may be present here, here or here or here. Where we can find or where we can have the maximum probability of finding the electrons? The region where we have maximum probability of finding the electrons is said to be orbital. Okay, it is named as orbital. Means the electrons may be present in this region most probably, or any other region. So the region where you can have the maximum probability, not exactly, but there is more probability of finding the electrons at that region, and that region is said to be orbital. And those orbitals are given different names. And here in this first shell, since there is presence of 2 electrons, here only one orbital is present, or you can call it as subshell, orbital or subshell. Why there is presence of only one electron or only one shell here? Because the maximum capacity of a orbital or subshell to hold the electrons is 2. There will be possibility of 2 electrons in each subshell or orbital, and hence since the 2 electrons are present in first shell, there is a presence of only one subshell, and that subshell is named as S. Okay. So in first shell there is a presence of one subshell, that is S. And in second orbit or in second shell, how many electrons are there? 8 electrons are there. And here how many orbitals may be present? There must be a presence of 4 orbitals, because each orbital contains 2 electrons. So in order to carry 8 electrons, it requires 4 subshells or orbitals. Then which are those orbitals? One is s orbital. Okay, one s orbital will be present and 3 p orbitals are present. One s orbital and 3 p orbitals are present in second subshell. Here the p orbital, it has the maximum capacity of 6 electrons, holding the 6 electrons, because it contains 3 orbitals. Okay, 3 p orbitals are present and hence it can hold 6 electrons, and one s orbital, it can hold 2 electrons. So totally 8 electrons are present in this second shell. And in going to the third shell, how many electrons are there? 18 electrons. So again this third shell consists of 1s, 1p, and another subshell which enters here is d. S, p, d orbitals are present in third shell. One s orbital holds 2 electrons, one p orbital holds 6 electrons, and d orbital holds 10 electrons. D orbital capacity is 10 electrons, p orbital capacity is 6 electrons, and s orbital capacity is 2 electrons. So 10, 6 plus 2, totally 18 electrons are present in third subshell, third shell. And in fourth shell, 1s, 1p, 1d. So totally how many electrons are there now? 18 electrons. Now another shell I will introduce here, that is F. Okay, so in F there is a presence of 14 electrons. So 14 plus 10, 24 plus 6, 30, in S 2. So totally there are 32 electrons in fourth shell. And how many subshells are there? S, P, D and F subshells are present in fourth shell. So these are the different subshells which you can find at different orbits or shells. S, P, D, F. So here S means this is the spectroscopic term that indicates sharp, P means principal, D means diffuse, and F means fundamental. So these are the spectroscopic terms that we will use here. So no need to remember those things. If you want, you can remember. At least you have to remember these alphabets S, P, D and F. What are these things? These things are said to be orbitals or subshells, where you can have the maximum probability of finding the electrons. Okay, so this is about the structure of atom. Next we will go to the elements, and that element is again made up of atom. Then in the particular atom, how the atom consists of electrons, protons and neutrons. What number of protons are there, what number of electrons are there, and how much number of neutrons are there in that particular element. All those things we will discuss in next video.